hello, and welcome to the Southern Belle NOLA channel. I'm your hostess, Southern Belle, and this is the Bargains by Belle auction. Thank you ever so much for being here. I am so sorry and upset and embarrassed that I had to cancel the last two auctions, but I am so glad to be able to broadcast with you tonight. Hopefully, we can make up for lost time, pray please. All right. In case there is anybody new watching, let me explain how this works, and then we'll go through and say our individual hellos. And go ahead while I'm explaining the methods and procedures, and give me a thumbs up and share me out on your YouTube community page, on your Facebook, your Instagram, all your Discords, including mine, Snapchat, TikTok, and Twitter. All right. So if you've never been here before and you think you might possibly want to bid on something for the very first time tonight, then what you need to do is send me a registration email. Let me know your YouTube name, your real name, and your shipping address. That way I know where to send your items and where to send the bill. Once you've done that, the way you can bid in my chat is in numbers. That way I have a legal representation that you know how much you are going to be charged on your invoice. You do have to pay for absolutely everything that you bid on. All sales are final. All items are as is and where is. The only time you can retract is during an auction. You must be 18 or over to bid. I do not cancel invoices at all ever for any reason. You simply have to bid responsibly and pay for what you bid on. The methods of payment are a choice of Zelle or PayPal. The method of shipping is called Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is a discounted shipping service that works with both UPS and USPS in order to get a discounted rate. Those discounted rates are based on the weight of the package, the dimensions of the package, and the distance from your zip code to mine. I'm shipping from a suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's why my channel's name is Southern Belle NOLA for New Orleans, Louisiana. All right, let me scroll to the top and we'll see who is here. All right, first in the chat, I see my friend. I see you. She's going to be making the list and checking it twice. Thank you ever so much for helping me out in that way. Next, I see CQ Kathy. Hello, Crochet Queen Kathy. Next, I see Lily. Welcome, Lily. So glad you're here. Running the chat tonight, I see Praise Him with the Dance, Nancy Smith. So glad you are back so that we can have these auctions. So it's just one of those trickle down effects. So all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I say, les le bon temps roule. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life, roll in your heart, roll in your soul. Roll on and on and on. So we're going to get started with a fun round we call Belle's Bargain Bonanza. And in this round, everything is going to start out at just $1 for choice. So we have lots of fun fall themed. You know, in my channel, we do autumn and August. We had one whole sale of autumn items, but we'll still have a few autumn items in every sale. Nancy, $1 starting bid for choice, please. Oh, Nancy's still busy welcoming people. Oh, $1, pretty please. And let me see if I can give y'all a closer look at some of these. We've got leaves, we've got owls, spiders, cats, pumpkins, more leaves, a smile with a little hint of fang, a cat, and a tri-colored candy corn. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Nancy. All right, who's going to start us off at $1? Some of these are one and done, and some of these have multiples. Now, since I don't have a co host, hopefully y'all can chat it up and help me out. I didn't want to cancel again, so I'm hoping that the chat will serve as my co host, at least those of y'all who are 18 and over. In case y'all didn't see the listing, we are going to have a pop up auction on Thursday. Hopefully, that will make up for having to cancel for the Saturday and Sunday auction. I'm trying to figure out all of the items that are considered crafts. ICU has very generously volunteered to co host that auction. So I'm very excited about that. Anybody for $1 charms? If y'all haven't already clicked the thumbs up, please, oh, please click it. Also, make sure you're on live chat, not that top chat, which will deceive you into thinking your own chat is at the top. Now, I had planned to go to some larger charms after this, but if there's no interest in charms tonight, we can just put all the charms away. Any interest in charms tonight? Will y'all let me know what you'd like to see? We can go to the more expensive items if y'all aren't interested in the dollar items. Normally, we have a dollar item choice at the top of every hour, but if y'all aren't interested in the dollar items, then we don't have to show them tonight. All right, let me just move all these aside and we'll get to the more expensive items. Okay, next $6, Nancy. I have choice of fall rugs. Now, these rugs are so big, they are not all going to fit in the picture. So these first rugs have a measurement of 17.3 by 28. So I'm trying to show you as much as I can of them, but it's hard to get the whole thing in the picture. Let me see if I might could somehow raise up my camera just a little bit more. All right, hopefully you can see it a little bit better now. So $6 for choice of rugs. They will be buy it now, and you'll use the code word to let me know which one you want. Some of these have multiples, some of these are one and done. This first one we're going to call truck. And for those of you saying, oh, I could never buy anything as big as a rug. Well, look, look, look how small they will fold. Or for these, I might can even fold them this way. So therefore, there's lots of folding opportunities here. Okay, let me show you the next one. The next one says fall. And if you're a person who doesn't like the oranges and the reds and you like a tone on tone with neutrals, this is a great one for neutrals. In fact, neutrals is going to be your key word. But I love that it spells out fall. I love that it has these old mason jars for somebody who's old fashioned or embraces that country or country chic or farmhouse type style. And look at the pretty sunflowers as well. All right, there's that one. Now, we don't find many rugs that have a black background. You just don't see those very often. This is one of only two rugs that I have with a black background. So we're going to call this one literally black background. And it says, welcome to our home. So great for couples, great for families, great for people with pets, because your pets can make you an our home. So, and I love that it shows three different colors of pumpkins, because just like people come in different colors, pumpkins come in different colors. Okay, next we're moving on to a different type of rug. And some of you may be saying, wait, Belle, how is this a different type of rug? Well, this type of rug is machine washable. It also measures 17 by 27. We're going to call this one grateful. So great for people of faith. Also, this one would also be great for Thanksgiving or even a gift to give if you're going to somebody's house for Thanksgiving. You know, I've never seen them actually make a Thanksgiving rug. So I think this one that says grateful is basically the closest to a Thanksgiving rug ever. I love the gingham print in the background, the sunflowers, the fact that they have pumpkins of all different colors, even the pretty arrangement of wheat stalks. So this one we're going to call grateful. All right. Next one we're going to call wagon. Once again, this is a machine washable one. Beautiful wagon filled with pumpkins. I can't remember when pumpkins were actually 25 cents a pound, probably before I was born. But you've got the wheat. You also have this great hay bale. Makes me want to go on a hay ride. So wagon is your keyword for this $6 rug. Here is the other one with a black background that I have. This almost looks like carpet because of the background and the way it's laid out. So pretty, which is the pumpkins and the sunflowers. Once again, machine washable. Great for people who have kids or pets. Hello, OpenAI. We are having a live auction. If you think you might possibly want to bid, then you'll need to send me a registration email as explained in the description. That way I know where to send the invoice and the items you win. But feel free just to watch and chat with us. All right. Next, we're going to call this one Y'all. It says, it's fall, y'all. And I tell you, whoever uses this rug must be thirsty or must like beverages. Look at all of these different beverages in cups and mugs and tumblers. Oh my. Love that. And also look at the print around the edge. Oh, welcome, Matt. Oh, OpenAI is another one of Matt's accounts. Who knew Matt had multiple accounts? Hi, Matt. So $6 for this machine washable rug. All right. The next one we're going to call Patch. This one has one of those old time wooden wagons. It says, "Welcome to our pumpkin patch." And in the background, it has kind of a wood like texture. So pretty for somebody who might actually have a wooden front porch. Machine washable. Now, I will have the doormat type that aren't machine washable, but tonight I just thought I'd show you this type. Here's another one with the wood background. We're going to call this one Green Truck. And you'll see the green truck here with the beautiful multicolored pumpkins in the back. Machine washable. Next, look at this copper wash tub. We're going to call this one Copper. And it has a plethora of beautiful pumpkins. And this is our last rug. Now, I know sometimes people, wait until you've shown them all to start bidding, even though I always say you can start bidding while I'm still showing things. You just can't start counting it down. So, anybody for any of these beautiful rugs for only $6? Oh, I love that Matt is such a Southern gentleman that he adds the deer on the end when he's greeting ladies. So nice. Or even teens. So nice. Last call on these beautiful rugs. Okay. Tough crowd tonight. All right. Next, I have some flags. These flags are new in the package and they are going to be $3. Here is the first one. We're going to call this one Happy Fall. $3. Buy it now. Look how pretty it is. It says Happy Fall. It's got pumpkins and leaves and sunflowers. Anybody for Happy Fall? $3. Did Nancy get this one? Maybe she's still socializing. Okay, here's the next one. This one's also going to be $3. This one says Hello Fall. The last one said Happy Fall. This one we're going to call Hello Fall. And here's how it looks in real life, although I think just looking at it in the picture probably tells you more. Anybody, $3, buy it now. Okay, we will pass on that one too. All right, next, $5 starting bid. A couple of weeks ago, I had some big, beautiful, fluffy bath towels in blue and white. Here are the washcloths that match them. But not only do I have one package of the blue and white, I also have a package of the sage and white. Only have one of each, $5 starting bid. And once again, look how big and thick and fluffy these are. Okay, we'll be here, or, if we don't have much of a crowd after canceling and canceling several times, we may just end the auction early and delete it. When you cancel auctions so many times, you accidentally lose your viewers, and it's a fair punishment for not keeping up your schedule. So I can't be mad about that. I know I've stopped watching lots of TV shows when they've taken weeks off or had a special instead. Hello, Mac Movement. Welcome, welcome. Anybody for $5 for a 5 pack of thick, fluffy washcloths? You have a choice of blue and white or sage and white. Any interest in the washcloths? All right. I'm so surprised. That makes them like $1 a washcloth. And so many of y'all had gotten the blue and white bath towels. All right. Moving on. Let's see if there are any fans of Mickey Mouse. I'm going to start these at $7. I have Mickey Mouse wristlets. Here is the first one. Look at Mickey Mouse just lounging. And here is the other one where Mickey is extending his hand. These have a nice zipper, a beautiful lining to them. So I have one of each. Mickey in two different positions. The two-tone brown is great for fall. Hi, Craig. We're praying for you. So glad that you'll be leaving the hospital in a few days. Any interest in the wristlets? Okay, we're going to move these to the side then. All right, next I have a storage box. It says spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. In the air I move around. And look at this beautiful floral. It's solid on the back. It's got flowers on the front. You open it up right here. It's got a little magnet on the inside. And look how beautiful it is with pink and white gingham with a few little flowers. We're going to start this one at $4. Great for storing something precious. Maybe it's a veil, maybe it's love letters or photos, maybe it's some kind of jewelry. Yes, Mac, I absolutely recognize you for Tuber Chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. I very much appreciate it. Between Matt and Mac, we've got two of our friends from Tuber Chat. All right, anybody for $4? You know, I've sold a lot of these boxes. I think this is one of the prettiest and girliest that I have ever seen. Most of them are kind of nondescript with creams and yellows on the inside. I just love this pink gingham. Anybody for $4? All right, we're going to pass on that. All right, next, let me move the camera back. This item is going to be $10. New with tag. Attention, unicorn lovers, and attention, minion lovers. It is new with tags. There's a little minion there. And this is part of the merchandise for from Despicable Me, which is by Universal Studios. Here is the holographic tag to it. Look at this super cute face. Look at this horn. Look at the beautiful mane. It does have a hang tag to it. Super cute, but it has a secret. Has a secret. Nancy, $10, sweetheart. Nancy, you might need to refresh so that we can catch up to be together, sweetheart. And just look at those sweet little eyes. Okay, are y'all ready to see the secret? Now, at first glance, it looks like a name brand, new with tag. Um, Stuffed animal or stuffy, plushie, but it has a secret. Let me show you the secret. You see this part right here? Well, it has Velcro, and when you open it up, boom, it makes a pillow. So it can be a pillow when the little one wants to lay down on the playroom, lay down in the back seat, even lay down with their bed. But when they're ready to have it as a stuffed animal, boom, you push it together, you attach the Velcro, and then it's back to being a stuffed animal. So half pillow, half stuffed animal. It's convertible and transformable and name brand. How great is that? Okay, any interest? All right. Well, I know most channels just sell pretty stuff, but I also sell things that are useful. Here's one of those items. It's not pretty, it's not fun, it's just useful. This is a brand new sealed screen repair tape. This one is going to be $3, Nancy. So screen repair tape. So if you have some screens that have cuts or slashes or holes, here it is. Anybody for screen repair tape? It says it has excellent stickiness and durability, high strength, corrosion resistance, perfect fit, seamless. Riri is here. Yay, Riri. I was just about to give up and end the auction because I thought 30 minutes and no sales. But after having to cancel twice, I thought it may just be the end of my channel. So, because I needed to make more, not less, to make up for the auctions we missed. And I may still have to end it at the hour if we can't get this thing kicked off and into high gear. But I realize on nights that I don't have a co host, who wants to just listen to one person talk to themselves? So I understand that. I may be fighting a losing battle, but I'm going to keep trying to get this started. And if not, then I'll just end it and cry myself to sleep. All right. Let's go ahead and count this down then. And with only me on the stream, we should be lightning fast. There's really no excuse for a lag. As soon as I say the words and price, it should be in the chat. So we should be able to go much, much, much faster tonight. And I know y'all would love that because that's the complaint that I get most in the chat is how long it takes to get the starting bid price in. Oh. Fair warning. Okay, we are sold to Riri. All right, the next item is going to be $3. Now, I got this at the liquidator, and this is filled, filled, filled. I hate to have to take it all out and count it and sell it individually, so I'm just going to sell the whole big box. But let me show you what all you get. Here's all the little stickers for it, but it's all of these fabulous glittered leaves. So there's copper colors, there's golden colors, there are green colors. Um, Here is a dark chocolate brown. So you're going to get hundreds of these, and you get the little stickers to put them on with. So $3. And just look at the ton in here. Not sure if y'all can see all the way down into it. Probably not. But there's a ton in here. $3, Nancy. And Nancy, you might need to refresh for a minute, sweetheart. Pretty please. Nancy's been having phone problems, bless her heart. Or maybe it was charger problems. I don't really understand since I'm probably the only person who can't afford a cell phone. And oddly enough, I went to use my landline and I realized my landline didn't even have a dial tone. I don't know how many days it's been out. I so rarely, a couple of times a year. So therefore have no idea how long it has been out. And yet it's still there. So yet another reason I don't need a cell phone since I hardly ever use my landline. Diane is in for 3. Hello, hello, Diane. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, I think Shelby's got a stuck key on her keyboard. YouTube may time her out for the repetition of the same letters or emojis. They usually think of that as spam. All right, did we count this down yet? Pretty please, Nancy, count this down. Or at this point, just mark it sold and that way we can keep going. Pretty please. And if anybody would like to try co-hosting for a few minutes, let me know and I will drop the link in the chat. Obviously, we can't go too long with just me. We may end up even ending it at the top of the hour if I can't get some help. But we will be having the craft sale on Thursday. And I've got ICU signed up to co host with me. So, really, a lot of these things I probably could have waited till Thursday to show. All right, we're finally sold to Diane. Thank you so much, Nancy. All right. Next, I had somebody ask about shoes. So I decided that I would get out some of my mom's shoes. I don't know why she kept buying shoes when she was homebound and then she was bedbound. I guess she thought at some point she was going to go somewhere. But I want to sell some of these off. These were $19.99. These were an 8.5. If anybody is interested in these, These are going to be $7. And look how cute they are. They are espadrilles. They are black. I'm sorry, they are navy and white. Have a cute little bow on them, polka dot, and they've just been sitting in this box. $7. And we'll make these shoes by it now just to make these move along quicker. You'll call these polka dot. Okay, here is the next pair. You'll see it is still tethered together. These were a size 9. These were $20. These are also going to be $7. They are a beige with a cream on top. Look how pretty. So demure and lovely. Cute little bow ties here. I wish my mom had gotten a chance to wear these. I also love that on the bottom they have these grippers. How nice is that? I think I might have even gotten these for her. That way she wouldn't have to worry about falling or tripping or sliding. So $7 on those. Look how cute these are. Super cute. These are a size 9. And one of the things my mother always had a problem with is she's like, that's the wrong shade of purple to go with that. That's the wrong shade of blue. And so, therefore, she would purposely get shoes or even tops that had multiple colors so that they would be more likely to match. So, this way, regardless of whether you're wearing a light blue or a medium blue, one of these shades is going to go with that blue. Hi, Matt. Welcome back. So, $7 on these shoes. We're going to call these the multi blues. All right, here's her next pair. These are pink and purple. Well, really, they're kind of a mauve and a lilac. They are size 9. Beautiful shoes. Comfy flats. We'll call those pink and purple. All right, next, these are, wait a second. No, I see. Okay, these are blue, and look at the pretty pink inside. Size 9. They're kind of a patent to it. We'll call these navy if anybody's interested. All right, these are purple and green. Still size 9. I tell you, my mother was one of those people that when she found something she liked and that she thought was comfortable and at a good price, she would get it in every color. And you can see that from looking at these. Hello, hello, Crystal. All right, now this box says Keds. These are not Keds. She apparently just stuck them in this box. These are a brand called Amanda. And they are an espadrille, but not a high espadrille. I don't. I think only the first one was an 8.5. Let me check the size on this one. So where is the size? Oh, this one is an 8.5, but it's an 8.5 wide. But this is a great neutral shoe that's going to go with everything. Fabulous for summer, spring, fall. So this one is an 8.5 as well. And a little open toe action so you can see your pretty pedicure and what color your toenails are. All right. Well, that's it for shoes. I just thought rather than storing all these shoes Mother never got to wear, I would show y'all. They're not my size, or I would have just worn them. All right, next $5, I have a tool. I don't sell very many tools. Hi, KP. This is a 6-in-1 screwdriver. And let me tell you how it works. So here is the end, and then you'll see all of these various tips. So if you need one tool that's going to do a lot of different jobs, here it is. Maybe you don't know when you grab your screwdriver if you need the flathead or the Phillips or any of the other names. So this is one tool that's going to do a lot of different tasks. So we're looking for $5. It also has a comfort grip. So a screwdriver that does 6 different tasks with all of these different attachments. All right, we're going to pass on that one. All right, next, this is not new. It is super cute. It's baby jeans. These are by Carter's, 6 months. These do not have a tag. $2. $2 if anybody is interested in the Carter's 6-month jeans. This is the bag. Nancy, $2. Buy it now. Oh, Nancy, you don't have to keep stopping to ask if anybody's in. We can just go from item to item and let people chat in between. That way it moves a little bit quicker, sweetheart. So you don't have to keep emphasizing that it wasn't bought because you're just, oh, you're hurting my heart. Okay, $2. I just think these are adorable. Okay, well, we'll just move those aside. All right, next $5 for a skull hand soap dispenser. Dum dum dum. I only have one of these, but not only is it a skull hand soap dispenser, it is filled with soap. So you get the dispenser and 12 ounces of soap. And some of you may be saying, well, what kind of soap is it? The soap that is in it is 12 ounces of delicious, fabulous smelling pomegranate vanilla. Pomegranate vanilla. Oh, yes, Lily. Yes. I'm glad to sell you the screwdriver. Let me grab it real quick. Where did I put it? Well, oh, here it is. Okay, so this one is sold to Lily. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. All right, anybody interested for this really scary skull hand soap dispenser filled with 12 ounces of fabulous smelling pomegranate vanilla. Pomegranate vanilla. Oh, I'm so sorry your chat disappeared. I have clicked and had that happen to me. Okay, last call on this one then. All right, here's another practical item. Do you ever have batteries laying around your house and you're like, I wonder if that battery's any good? Maybe you're throwing away something that stopped working and you're like, did the item stop working or did the battery stop working? Or you have an open package of batteries, maybe from last Christmas, and you're like, I wonder if these are still any good. Well, this is a battery tester. It is new and sealed. You pull this back and put the battery in, and then it will show you if it has a full charge or partial charge or whatever the situation is. So we're going to start this at $5. Nancy, the soap was a 5. This is also 5. I'm so sorry. Nancy's having a hard time keeping up. She is such a sweetheart. Anybody for $5 on the battery tester? Such a simple gadget, and it will allow you to know which batteries to save and which not. How many of us have that battery drawer? But just like sometimes we've got to go through our ink pens and see which ones still right, we need to go through and see which of our batteries still work. Because especially when you have something that takes 2 or 3 batteries, and it starts to run down, you need to know which battery it is that's the rascal. All right, we are going to move that aside. All right. Well, next, it is still 100 degrees every day down here, but I know in some other parts, y'all are starting to eat outside again and grill outside again. And when you're doing that, the flies just love those delicious smells. So, to help with your outside grilling, I have some fly ribbons. That way, the flies will be going to the ribbons and not to your delicious food. So for $3, you're going to get the entire box. How many is in the box? It's a 10 pack. So a 10 pack for only $3, Miss Nancy. Any interest on the 10 pack of fly ribbon? It says it traps and holds so that you don't have those flies around you. Riri is in for 3. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and since I will probably have to end this auction early, and since I had to cancel Saturday and Sundays, if your invoice is under $20, I will carry it over to the Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday auctions. If it's over 20, I can go ahead and pack it and send it. If you need something immediately, send me an email. We can always work it out, but I don't want to cost y'all more since shipping just keeps going up, up, up. It hurts my heart when shipping is as much as your items or even half as much. All right, fair warning. are sold to Riri. Riri, how many of these would you like? And keep in mind, even though I gave the example about grilling, these would be great to take for camping. These would be great to use around your shed or shop or outside on a patio or porch. Okay. Riri's going to take just one. Anybody else want to get in on this 10 pack? Anybody else? All right. Next, I want to show you a gorgeous candle holder. I'll show you the bottom first. It has feet. Look at this beautiful hammered metal, and it's going to start at $5. It's a nice tall one. Here's the top and what it looks like. So it's really great because you can put a taper candle in the center, or you can put a big pillar candle. So I love that it will hold either type of candle. And just look how tall and elegant it is. Let me get a ruler for y'all. So here's a ruler. This is the 12 inches, and then you'll see it's got a few inches taller than 12. So elegant, would look great on a mantle, end table, buffet, even the center of your table. Anybody for $5? This looks like something that would have come from Pier 1, but I don't see any marking on it. I love that it has the feet. All right, last call on this. Have y'all ever heard the old saying, everything in the kitchen sink? Hi, JEK. So good to see you. Well, I don't have a kitchen sink, but I have something really uncommon. This is by CareX. This is everything and the toilet seat. So believe it or not, at the liquidator, I think it's written over here. I got an Amazon toilet seat, believe it or not. And let me show you what it looks like. It is new and wrapped up. Oops, I got it caught on the tape. Oops, there we go. And this is the side, and this is the top. Here are the instructions right here because it's new. So if you or a spouse or a parent have been having problems with your knees and hips, and you just feel like the toilet is too low down. I had something similar like this for my parents. And my dad was having so much trouble with his knees. So you put this as an addition on top. And Matt, we're still having the auction, sweetie. That's what's happening. And so it boosted it up. That way he didn't have to bend his knees far enough every time he wanted to use the toilet. So we're going to start this at $10. Now his was a different brand. I got it from CVS and I paid $79.99 for that thing. So when I saw this one at the liquidator and I thought, well, I'll just start it at 10. I know it's not conventional to sell something like this. So I hope y'all don't look down on me. But this was just such a help to my dad with his knees, because one of the things you have to do is, you're always going to need to use the restroom. So therefore, when it's going to raise it up this much higher so that it's not as hard to sit, it's going to help so much. If anybody has issues with their joints or their mobility, and it's by a great brand. It's by Care X, new with tags. Here are the instructions down here. Anybody interested? Now, it may be that somebody's interested and you just don't want to buy it publicly. You can send me an email and I will still have it. I totally understand that this would be an embarrassing thing to buy. All right. Next, $3 for choice, Nancy. One of the issues that I have is storage. And even when my parents were still around, my mother had so many of those craft items. She was constantly looking for ways to store them or organize them. So I want to show you these containers. So these are what's called folding crates. Folding crates, these are going to be $3, and you'll see they come in pretty colors. The colors will let you know which one is which, or how they're different. So maybe you have a kid or grandkid, niece or nephew, and say, oh, go get me the purple one, or go get me the blue one, and you'll know which one is which. I was saying what's happening to that JEK. JEK is a woman. She's a mom and she's a sweetheart up in New York. So if you don't put her name in, we didn't know that you were talking to her, and she probably didn't know that you were talking to her. But I won't out the name that J stands for, but those are her initials. So, okay, $3 for the folding crates. So here's the first one. It's purple. Here is the second one. It's pink. We also have blue. And Lily's in for 3. Thank you, thank you. We have your standard black. And last but not least, look at this pretty green. So 5 different colors. Some have multiples, some are one and done. But I love that you can fold it flat when you don't need it. And then when you do, you just pop up the sides, pop up the other sides, and boom, it's a crate. Oh, hopefully she's still here to read that, Matt. Um, she may have left, not realizing. But we love you, JEK. Okay. Anybody for 325? Otherwise, we're counting it down. Nancy says going once. Going twice. Fair warning. And sold to Lily. All right, so let us know purple, magenta, blue, black, or green, and what quantity. Okay, she says she's going for a purple and green. So here's a purple, and here's the only green. All right. Anybody else want to get in on these? These would probably be great for some sewing up projects or little craft projects. Maybe you need to store your cookie cutters in the kitchen or your stamps or ephemera, maybe some jewelry you're sorting. Anybody else? All right, last call. Well, I see it is the top of the hour. All right, let's see what we have for just $1 starting bid for choice. Well, talking about outside, I have some solar lights, and I've decided I am going to reduce these to just $1. I know it's crazy to sell something solar for just $1, but here's the solar part, here's the holder, and you'll see these are battery is included, and you switch it on to activate the light. Then you place in direct sunlight for 8 hours before initial use. And its powerful solar panel recharges the battery during the day. Oh, and JUK is so great. She said, Matt, no biggie. Um, I'm a girly girl. Oh, full-fledged woman. Yes, she is. She is mighty and a great mom and able to take care of herself and her kids. I love that about her. All right, so we have the white one. This one is lime green. This one is turquoise. This one is magenta. You're always so gracious, JK. I love that about you, sweetheart. All right, so let's see if anybody is interested in these solar lanterns reduced to only $1. I think these look great for parties. I think these look great just as a replacement for a door light when you're gone at night and you forget to turn on that light by your front door. These will just be on. Riri's in for one. Thank you, Miss Riri. I also want to remind y'all, since we had to cancel the snack sale, if anybody wants to order snack refills, just put it in the chat and ICU will write it down because I don't want y'all running out of knoppers or cheese crackers or Pop Daddy pretzels or Wiley Wallaby licorice or any of the delicious salty, sweet nuts or other foods. So y'all just write it in chat and ICU will acknowledge you. You don't Nancy doesn't have to worry about it. It's just you ordering with ICU. Tina, I am so glad you are here, Tina. We've been having such a hard week. But even without a co host, I'm trying to have a little bit of an auction, but it can't go on long when I'm by myself. There's no sneaking to the restroom. All right, we're in a fair warning. All right, we're sold to Riri, so let's see which colors and what quantities. I think these might also be awesome decorations for a birthday. You could even take them to the park to set up and then take them home to use after. So many outdoor events, even to practices. Okay, two white. Double check that I have two white. Okay, here are two white. Thank you, thank you. We'll open it up to the chat to see if anybody else wants to get in on these solar lights. Well, hanging lanterns, that is. And you can see the hanger is already attached. Sometimes just trying to put these things together can be so difficult. I love that in this set, everything is put together, everything is attached, it's just merely folded up. Okay, last call on these. All right, last call. We'll get back to the auction then. Nancy, $3 for choice of classic books. All right, I've got a choice of The Wizard of Oz, Treasure Island, and Peter Pan. What great books are these? So $3 for choice. These are chapter books, it says. And this might even be great for a kid who's seen the movie and doesn't realize it's a book. Or the way they get to see the movie is by first reading the book to earn the privilege of watching it. And these aren't super duper long books, so therefore, for a reader with a limited attention span, it would still work just fine. $3. They are so pretty, you could even frame them and use them as decor. Anybody for Peter Pan, Treasure Island, or The Wizard of Oz? All right, we will pass on those. All right, next let's go to some decor. This holds 4 by 6. Um, Tina, are y'all still in Virginia or did y'all end up going back to Tennessee? Give us the whole update on your vacation, traveling, RV schedule. I love hearing those details from you, sweetheart. All right, this is going to be $3. It says home sweet home, and it's going to hold a picture that is 4 by 6. So it could be a picture of your actual home, of your family, of your fur babies. So $3 for this one. But also, I have this one. It's also going to hold a 6 by 4, and it says there's no place like home. So one is vertical, one is horizontal. $3 for choice. Any interest on these frames? They are new and sealed. Oh, Tina says we're still in Virginia and we're leaving Wednesday to go back to Texas for some minor repairs on the RV. Okay. I thought I remembered hearing y'all say you were going to stop back by Chattanooga. I may be remembering wrong. I try my best to keep up, but I am not perfect. Okay, last call on these. All right, next, this is new and in the box. Got this from the liquidator, and it is some stained glass. So you hang it on this. It's kind of a little suction cup, and then it's got this part, and the actual glass is in this foam so that it stays perfect. I'm going to start this at 5. And look at this sweet little cat. Oh, I understand about repairs. Gotta happen. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I realized the other day that I had some molding coming off the side, and I think there may even be a little hole. So when I was looking at the kids that mowed, and I'm like, oh no, did a lizard just crawl through that little hole? So I got to get some kind of repair at my own house. But fortunately, it's to a door in the shed. So we're kind of a little workshop type room. All right. Anybody for the cat stained glass? All right. Let me put this little part back in. And just look how beautiful this is, too. Pretty on both sides. Get this part back in here. Okay. I feel like I'm missing out on the chat while trying to show stuff since I don't have a co host. We will still have a couple of months to travel before the holidays start, and then we head to our winter spot. And she discloses that it's in Rockport. Okay, nice. All right, $3. Next, I have this fancy Barbie dress. Look how cute it is. If anybody needs a fancy Barbie dress, and it's got Velcro here, so that's how you put it on and off. $3 for this fancy tiered dress. I didn't have a doll to display it on, but then I thought, well, y'all might have thought it came on the doll. So I thought maybe it's better that I just showed the dress by itself anyway, just on my hand. Riri's in for three. Thank you, thank you. Any other interest? Otherwise, we'll go ahead and count it down. Such a fancy, pretty dress. And you'll see the back is kind of smooth. All the ruffles are on this side so that when you lay down the Barbie, it can lay down still. Kathy Dubrick, I'm so glad you're here. We're going twice. Fair warning. All right, sold to Riri. Thank you so much. Okay, earlier we had a 10 pack of fly ribbons. I have this big fly stick. Um, it's funny that it says indoors or outdoors. I can't imagine using this indoors, but apparently you could if you needed it to. So you just hang it up and the flies just stick on it so that they're not bothering your barbecue or your camping or whatever you're doing. So we're going to start this one at three. It's a nice big size. It says it hangs. Any interest in the fly stick? Last call on this one then. All right, $7. I found this really fun game called Really Loud Librarians. That doesn't seem right, does it? You always think of librarians as those mean old women that shush everybody and whisper all the time. Um, maybe that's just the ones I've known. But this one says a merciless word shouting board game. So let me tell you how you play. So help me, I would have kept it if I had anybody to play with because I just thought this was so fun. So it says a game where your useless knowledge wins you useful points. Think fast, not hard. When do you ever hear that? Think fast, not hard. So it's a party game for ages 8 and up. This is how it works. So you draw a category card and then your team shouts words from that category that begin with a letter on the track. You move along the track every time you get a word right, and you race against your opponents to win. How fun is that? So the example is things that are round. So the team that had E shouted X. The team that had S shouted softballs. The team that had B shouted behinds. So apparently there's, a little humor you can use with this. So they'll have all different types of categories. This one just happened to be things that are round. So it could be things that are red, things that have wheels, things that, whatever it is. So anybody for really loud librarians? I love that it's a game of thinking fast, not hard. And it's a nice board game as well. Let me see if I can show y'all the inside. Here's the board that folds out with all of the letters. And here's the way you keep score as well. And here's all the little pieces. It's open, but it's brand new, if that makes sense. All right, last call on that one then. All right. Next, I have sold these before. I sold out, and my liquidator got more in. They almost never get things in that I have sold out of. So some of y'all in the chat have already gotten these and know how great they are. These are a car windshield sunshade. So they are new in the package. And then there is also a keeper package. So once you open up the plastic, you'll get to the gray bag, and inside the gray bag is the actual sunshade. So for $5, Nancy, you get the sunshade and you get this gray drawstring bag in which you can keep your sunshade. I love when you have a way and a place to store things. It just helps to keep it condensed, keep it neat, and for you to be able to find it and store it away. This is a great size for under your seat. And in these scorching 100-degree temperatures every day, you could totally use one, both the front windshield and the back windshield. Some of these, y'all might even want to try it with your houses. Anybody for $5? Once again, if anybody needs to order snacks, you can order in the chat. You can send me an email or a Discord message. And remember, when you order, you get it at the starting bid price. If you wait till Sunday, then you'll have to bid on it. And Tina bought two of these, and she's giving the testimonial that these are super easy to put on and also super easy to put away. Thank you so much for that testimonial. I appreciate that. That's why I went back and got some more when my liquidator restocked, because I thought, some of y'all may want these again. Okay, next I've got a pretty sparkly ring. This one's going to be $7. Anybody like seahorses? Look at all these beautiful sparkling. This is adjustable, stretchable. Anybody for this beautiful seahorse ring? I love how fancy and sparkly this one is. Very detail oriented. And if y'all aren't interested in jewelry tonight, we don't necessarily have to do a lot of jewelry. I just thought I'd see if y'all were interested in this, or if y'all are interested in clothes. Y'all haven't seemed too interested in housewares if you want to go back to outdoorsy stuff. I love it when y'all give me some direction of what y'all like to buy. All right, we're going to pass on that. Well, since we had a few outdoorsy things sell, let me show you some wind chimes. Look how pretty these are. I'm going to reduce these to only $5. Only $5. It's got some pretty flowers. It's got a butterfly. Here's all the actual chime up part. I'm going to reduce this one to only $5. Clothes, okay. I'll show some clothes. I don't know what size you're necessarily needing, but I'll show what I have. I did set a few things aside, and then once I know what y'all like, I can bring more of that type or that size or that brand next time. All right, anybody for the wind chime? All right, if this one wasn't your liking, I do have another one. This one has a beautiful sunflower, new with tag. $5 for this one too. And just look how gorgeous it is for fall. Any interest on the sunflower wind chime? $5. Okay, let me see if I can show clothes. It's going to be a little bit hard with not having a co-host to help me read the chat as I move stuff back and forth. I'm going to do my very best. But hopefully we won't be throwing up stop signs and getting upset. Okay, here is the first one. This is some Athletes, $5. It has the pockets on the side. Here is the brand. The brand is on the back of the front waistband. It's called Apex Up. And this is a really hard to find size. Most sizes only go up to 3X. This one goes up to 4X. Hi, Holly Ann. So good to see you. So $5 for these beautiful sage green 4X super stretchy athletic shorts. So let me show you how stretchy these are. All right, that's the first one. All right. Next, if you like sparkle. See if I can boost my camera up. Here is some sparkle on this one. New with tag. This is a sky blue. This one is an extra large. This one is going to be $7 extra large. All the clothes are buy it now. If you are looking at this sky blue extra large with the beading and saying, I like that, but I'm not an extra large, I also have it in just a large. So this one, you have a choice of sizes. And if Nancy falls behind, y'all just help her out in the chat. All right, let me move these aside. Okay, next, if you like detail, this one has beautiful wooden beads. Look at all the wooden beads individually sewn on. This one is going to be $5. It is not new with tags. It's by Red Rover. It's a size medium. Size medium. And look how pretty it is with all of the detail. $5 for that one. Okay, next, who likes denim? Look at this gorgeous denim. This one is embroidered. This one also has sequins to it. This one is covered in studs. This one is going to be $7. The brand is licensed and the size is medium. Okay, anybody for this beautiful vest? After all, you can wear a vest with long sleeves, with short sleeves, with sleeveless. Okay, I'm just going to keep going and I hope that Nancy catches up. All right, next, who likes a leopard print? This is leopard print. It is new with tags. It says new and improved fit and feel. Here's the tag as well. It was originally $10. $10. I'm going to charge just 5. So this is a scrub top. You'll see it's got the pocket here, and it's actually a pocket in a pocket. So you've got one pocket here, and then you'll see inside it, you've got a smaller pocket. Now, y'all keep in mind, because I don't have a co-host, y'all are going to have to tell me in the chat what you're buying and when and how, and y'all are going to have to clue me in. If anybody would like to help co-host, since it's getting so confusing. Oh, the denim vest. Okay. Here is the denim vest. Sold, sold, sold. Okay. Anybody for the 1X scrub top? I actually have 2 of these, believe it or not. And a lot of people find these comfortable just for running errands or lounging in or doing your yard work. And nobody knows you're not actually a nurse or an orderly. They'll just think, oh, she just came from a medical job. Okay, next, $5. This one is new with tag. This one is an extra large. This one is the brand. Oops, scoot my camera up a little bit more. ASTs. So this is navy blue and it is sleeveless. It would be great to wear under things or maybe with a plaid or floral pant or short. I do love that it has the stitching in here. $5 for this one. Okay, next, if you like embellishments, look at all the embellishments on this one. This is a beautiful pencil skirt and it's just covered in embellishments. It's got a tiny little slit on the side to make it easier to walk. It has a drawstring here. It's by Gap. It's a size medium, $5. $5 for a Gap pencil skirt. And I just love all of these embellishments. And the embellishments are also on the back. It looks so much fancier than Gap. It truly looks like something you'd get at Dillard's. And I love with the drawstring waist, it's going to automatically fit anybody. Okay. Grab some more here. That's the problem about not having a co-host. You can't always get up and get stuff. Well, most of those I think might reach tomorrow. A couple more I can show. All right, here is the next one. This one is Old Navy Active. It's going to be $5. It's got this little logo here. It's got the moisture wicking material. It's a size medium, and it's that blue and black type. I'm wondering if this is for men or women. See if it says it. Instead of moisture wicking, it says go dry. So great for when you're outside and sweating or you're playing a sport. $5. Okay, here's the next one, $5. This one is by Love Lola. It is size medium. Here's the tag. It's a Henley style. Look at all those little buttons. And it is long, 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 long. So if you like a long torso shirt, here it is. This is long, long, long torso. So $5, size medium. This is a pretty celery color. And Nancy, I'm going to keep moving on and just let you slowly but surely catch up, sweetheart. All right, next, $5. This is from The Limited. This one is a size small. This is a nice nude or a nice beige. Great to go underneath things. Great with a floral skirt or a printed skirt. So many times I have beautiful skirts that I like to wear to church, but I just need like a plain shirt to wear with them. And that's what this kind of shirt is great for. Something else I like about this, though, is look at this little ribbing edge. So pretty. It has a little bit of shine to it. You might not can see it here. $5. All right, here's another new with tags. This one's by Rampage. Oh, bye. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for stopping in. Rampage, size medium, 100% cotton. And look at this cute little bow. I also love this sweetheart neckline. That's great for having room to wear your jewelry so that you have a little spot for your necklaces. We'll call this one Rampage. All right, next, this one is by Chico's. This is a size 0, 100% cotton. It's a nice cream color, so it's going to go with everything. Chico's. Size 0. Okay, next one is also cream. It is brand new with tags. It's a Covington and it's a size medium, which is a 10-12. And it's also a nice cream that's going to go with anything. And so many of those shirts and blouses that they show for summer are a little bit see-through. You know what I mean? And sellers will show them and they always say, oh, we'll just wear a little something underneath. But they don't show you anything you can wear underneath. I'd rather show you the modest pieces, get those first, and then you can go buy the things that you can kind of sort of maybe see through. So I feel like you have to have these first before you can go buy those other things. So $5 for this one. Okay, next, this says small. It so does not look small, by the way. I love this print. Let me see, does this have a tag? Yes, it does, but it's still just going to be $5. And look at these gorgeous purple flowers. Love these purple roses. So $5 for this one. Also, it's very stretchy. Something else I like about it is it's a high-low situation where the back is a little longer than the front. So if you're a little modest and want to cover your derriere, this one's going to help cover that derriere. So $5 for the purple roses. And last but not least, I have a football shirt. This one is by Bella Canvas, and it's a size extra large. And it shows a sofa with all of these people sitting here and rooting. And it says holla from home. So for me, I'd be rooting for people of Big Brother. But I'm guessing by the pom poms, they're probably rooting for a sports team. So super fun, super cute shirt, extra large. Okay. Hopefully, I've stalled enough to give Nancy time to catch up. Clothes just go by so fast and it's so hard on mods. Nancy always does such a great job of either keeping up or catching up. So I appreciate that so much. Anything else y'all want to see tonight? I want to remind y'all that we're going to have the special craft pop up. And I know it's been so hard with trying to rush, and fill every minute of the conversation by not having a co host. But on Thursday, when I have nothing to say because it's all about crafts, ICU is going to be here to tell you about the crafts, to talk to y'all about it, and to kind of get this auction running right. So hopefully, we can have a good time for that. Now, nobody requested anything shame related, but I did want to show one shame item. And I don't know that anybody's even going to want this, but this came in a box from the liquidator. It's pencils, colored pencils, but they're open. I don't know if anybody is going to want a partial pack of pencils. It's all the prettiest colors. But it's just these four. Just these four. So $1 starting bid. If anybody wants this, what a shame product. Hello to Cooling with Sino. So glad to see you. All right, here's my What a Shame product for just $1. Sino, we're almost to the end of the auction. It's not been a regular auction since we didn't have a co-host and we had some other issues. But we've been trying to get through it, not our standard auction. All right, last call on these. Oh, wait, there's still one more in there. Okay, so it's 5. But I hated to throw these away, so I thought, well, I'll see if anybody wants this partial box for just $1. Because y'all know me, I hate to throw things away. Nat, I'm so glad you're here, Nat. Well, Nancy certainly got some great supporters. I'm so glad you're here, Nat. All right, last call on these. I know a lot of y'all don't like the What a Shame products. You're like, just throw that away. Don't show us your shame. It just kills me when I get things that are broken or open. But, sometimes that happens with the liquidator. All right, next $3, I have a pumpkin carving kit. Now, this is a nice big kit with a very ample pumpkin saw and a very big spoon. Sometimes you get these and they're like the size of a plastic spoon, but these are big. These are almost 9 inches. So if you're a person that likes to carve pumpkins and has to do all of that clean up and getting out the seeds first, I know some people will cook with the seeds, some people will roast them up. Lisa M. Adventure had a great video about that last year. She loves to cut them open and cook and eat and roast the seeds. So $3 for this big set. And remember, if y'all like crafts, we're going to have a whole craft pop-up auction on Thursday night. And it's going to be co-hosted by ICU. You will keep seeing autumn items here and there because we're doing autumn in August this month. And y'all let me know what else you'd like to see, just like clothing was suggested before. If y'all want to see jewelry, if you want to see brooches, if you want to see more autumn, maybe you want to see socks or keychains or hair accessories. Y'all just let me know what you'd like to see. I've got agate slices, necklaces. I'm glad to show whatever y'all would like to see. All right, how about a few little signs? Next, these signs are going to be $3 for choice. Oops, let me pull back my camera here. The first one says, hello, pumpkin. The second sign says, hello, fall. These are all wooden signs, by the way. Next one says, welcome, and has a truck. And let me put my little ruler here so y'all can see these are bigger than 12 inches. So there's no rule that says you have to have a wreath on your front door. You can have a sign, or maybe beside your front door, over by the doorbell, you put this pretty sign, or maybe on the inside of the front door. And if anybody wants to try co-hosting with me, since I'm without a co-host, y'all let me know and I'll drop the link. All I ask is that you have a clear voice and you keep it G-rated and family friendly. All right, any interest in the fall signs? All right, let me move these aside. All right, next, who needs to hang something? You're going to get a set of 4 hangers here, and I'm going to start the set of 4 hangers at only $3. $3. Something else I like about them is it comes with all the hardware inside. To me, that makes it so much easier when it already has the hardware. Maybe you have some purses you need to hang up. Maybe it's those shopping bags for your local grocery. Maybe it's the dog leash and dog bags. When you get to colder weather, if y'all live up north, it might be for coats and scarves and gloves and all that cold weather stuff that I don't have down here in New Orleans, but y'all probably have up there. Since we're blessed to have people from lots of northern states watching, and we have some people down south with me, and I'm so glad to even see a sweet person from my local area. Okay, anybody for the set of four hangers? And I do see that they also have a small part that you could hang over like a shower door or over a cabinet or cupboard if you wanted to hang it that way. Rather than screwing it into the wall, just hang it over. All right. Oh, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. All right. Next, $3. I have this sweet frame that says France. And this is going to hold a 5 by 3. 5 by 3. And it says France. Lovely for when somebody gives you a photo, you have a place to put it, or vice versa. Maybe you have that photo, you put it in the frame, and then boom, that's your gift to your friend. Because maybe you have somebody who's going away to college, getting their first apartment. Maybe you have a parent that's going into some kind of a nursing home or assisted living. Or even when you're visiting somebody in the hospital, to be able to look around and see familiar faces can be such an encouragement when everybody they're seeing come and go just looks like a stranger. So $3 for this one. All right. The next one is glass. It says love and it has the infinity symbol. This one is also going to be the bargain price of just $3. It has a place for a candle. I love that so much. And with the candle flickering, it will illuminate the frosted glass. You could also use a flameless candle or put no candle in it, and it's just a pretty sign. It could be an anniversary gift. It could be an I love you gift. Because while, romantic love can be forever, so can the love of a parent to child. Is the love of a grandparent to grandchild, or even the love that God has for us. Anybody for $3 for this one? All right, we're gonna pass on this. So weird not having anybody to talk to. Um, Next we have a balloon centerpiece. This was $7, but I'm gonna start this at $3. What do you get in balloon centerpiece? Well, you get 10 balloons that are 9 inches. You get 10 balloons that are 5 inches. You get a plastic hanging strip, and you also get foil confetti. And of course, you get the step by steps of how to use it. And they're in these lovely neutral colors of whites, silvers, and golds. So they are upscale enough to even use for an adult party, for a grandma or grandpa, for an anniversary, a celebration, a retirement, a birthday, homecoming. Any interest? Well, if these home items aren't of interest, let's look at a few pieces of jewelry. Let's see if that might interest anybody. We've got this Y style necklace in gold tone. We've got some pearls, a pretty butterfly. We're going to start this one at just $5. And you'll notice on the butterfly, it has bling. It's a nice, dainty piece. Looking for $5 for this one. Any interest on the butterfly necklace? I tell you what, we'll make it for choice. You can choose this one, or I've got this black and white one with these beautiful flowers. $5 for choice. And if there's a certain type of necklace that you're looking for, a design, a style, a color, an animal, a stone, y'all let me know in the chat. I might possibly have it here and be able to bring it up for y'all. And even if I don't, I might be able to get it for a future auction. All right, we'll move these aside. All right, next $10. I have a spectacular necklace here. It is a dragonfly necklace. Look at the beautiful texture on it, but it has a secret. It is a long necklace on a long model. But let me tell you and show you what the secret is. I know it looks like mama, daddy, baby, or maybe three sisters in a row. But this necklace for $10 actually a jumble. So look how you can move it. So maybe you want these two dragonflies up here and this one down here. You know, depending on what you're wearing, sometimes you have a pattern that you have to work around. But if you want to put them closer together, you can move them closer together. So I just love that adjustability of it, where you can have them super close or you can move them farther apart just in how you move the necklace. And for those that like to see the back, you'll notice the back is not perfectly smooth. It has a little bit of texture to it, but the front is highly textured with a really elaborate design. And you'll notice each of the dragonflies also has an elaborate design. Actually, I think I have this one turned wrong. All right, let me get them all turned right now. I moved around so much, I turned one of them wrong. All right, any interest? And if y'all aren't interested in jewelry tonight, that's mighty fun. Sometimes I can tell what y'all are interested in, and other times I have a hard time telling. Usually my co-host kind of does the figuring out for me. All right, next let me show a set of jewelry. This entire set is going to be $12. So the set starts out with these beautiful earrings. See if I can get them in the right light to show you. Sometimes there is such a glare with a light on a black background. Okay, here maybe you can see them. The body is moonstone, and then you have some light blue topaz around the face. You've got black eyes. You've got a darker blue on the side. But I just love the colors in the moonstone of the body. So pretty. And then here's the necklace, and I'm just going to pull this necklace up so that you can see all three of these together. So pretty. You know, if we have anybody that likes owls or likes moonstone, I might have too little light now. It's the problem with not having a co-host tonight. Nobody can tell me so that I can adjust the light. I don't feel like this is showing as beautifully as it is. Let's see if I can put something underneath it. Let's see if that's going to help. All right. Any interest? So remember, you get the necklace and the earrings. Okay, next let me show something brand new. Get out a mannequin here. All right. I know a lot of you have seen the beautiful agate slices I have. This agate slice is made into a peacock. And look at all of the beautiful stones that are in it. And I just love the necklace that's it's on is woven. Look how pretty it is. This one is going to be $10. $10. It's embedded with stone. It's got a gorgeous agate. And I love that the Bale is part of the peacock. And just look at this gorgeous stone. The back is open. And that's also a good way of seeing the stone so you can see it from all of the sides and the angles. And let me back the camera up so that you can see how beautiful it is. Well, I'm not seeing much chatting, not seeing too much buying either. Anything else y'all want to see tonight? Otherwise, we can just shut it down for tonight. That way, we'll have time to do the packing and invoicing tomorrow. If your total's less than $20, I'm going to automatically carry it over. That way, I am done on Wednesday, and Thursday we can have the special pop up all for the crafting. If anybody needs to reorder snacks, since we had to cancel the Saturday and Sunday snack sales, y'all put it in the chat and ICU will write it down. We are so glad to finally have Nancy back and to not have to keep canceling auctions. Um, Thank you so much, Nancy, for running the chat and doing your best to keep up with us. I so wish we could get Nancy on the stream. That way we'd be more in sync with time. But we're so glad to have her. Thank you so much. I hope to see everybody back on Thursday for our special pop up. After the outro, y'all make sure to leave a comment. That helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. And I say, laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life. Roll in your heart. Roll in your soul. Roll into our